Good day, folks. This is Judy at Green Pastures Farm. We're getting ready to move the sheep here. We've got them in a strip that we following the cattle. The cattle were here about, probably a couple of weeks ago. And the sheep are way back on the back of the farm. We made a lane, shot them up here. You can see there's our one wire fence that we're keeping them in with. That's one strand of poly braid. Okay. And it's about 12 inches off the ground. When the lambs are smaller, we usually set it at around 10 inches. But there's these are St. Croix. There's some cross in here. They've crossed up a little bit with some Katahdin, a little bit of Florida Native, and some Barbados. We use all St. Croix rams because they have the highest parasite resistance that we have found on any sheep. We've got a bunch of dogs in here. The puppies have found them a good shade spot there. We got 10 dogs. 6 of those are just puppies that are about 6 months old now. They're just doing a wonderful job. And they've learned to stay with the sheep. A while ago, they were just barking their head off at me because they didn't know who or what I was. I was on the ground. I wasn't on the foiler where we normally are. Yeah. How you all doing? Good looking pups. This older one here, he's almost about 10 months old now. The sheep are actually going through an area here where we cleared out cedars. I did leave one cedar right there. This whole thing was solid cedar. And underneath the cedar was absolutely 100% bare ground and cedar needles. And people say, but Greg, that looks pretty rough in there. Yeah, it does. Look at the autumn olive in there. I mean, it is coming back with a vengeance, okay? But guess what? The sheep will clean all of that up. And they're down in there now. You can see them. There's some back in there eating on an autumn olive. See their hair. They're just going through and getting all the leaves and the stuff that the cattle didn't eat. There's just a lot, this ironweed in here. It's got the purple flower on top. They'll just strip those. They'll just absolutely strip every leaf off of that plant as high as they can reach. And you can see the cattle, they just walked by it. They did not eat that plant. Okay? There's some sheep over there. Look at that. Zero in on them. See, they're going up. That's a big old tall weed over there. And they're going up. They're stripping the leaves off of that. So what was the nuisance plant, these weeds, we go out here and try and control them with a mechanical means. We're growing lamb. We're growing lamb with weeds. Okay? Boy, that little ewe right there underneath that tree is just going to town on something. What are you eating? It's weeds. Doesn't mean grass under that tree. Lots of weeds. It's funny though, you change your mindset when you look out across the landscape. All this brush, and I got a crew up there, okay? That crew is going to denude all these plants that used to be something that we didn't want, that you might say undesirables. I mean, look at all this. That's pretty rough looking feed there. But those sheep will go in there and they'll strip that, okay? And whatever they leave will probably bring the goats in. Bobby and Alex's Kinko goats, maybe put them on this and let them strip what's left. And they'll actually eat the bark off of some of these trees, probably all of it. You eat the bark off a tree, it's dead. Okay? But since we started moving the sheep on a daily moves, or every 2 days, sometimes it's every day, depends on the size of the paddock, our health on the sheep has absolutely skyrocketed. And that's because they're not in the same area. They can't reinfect themselves with the parasites from the manure. And they're on all these broadleaves, okay? All this stuff. I mean, look at this. That's not that good of feed for, you might say, a big old cow or something, but the sheep got little bitty mouths, and they will absolutely go after that stuff. So, if you got a lot of brush, and you're thinking about how am I going to control all that, break your sheep to one hot wire like we have, and it opens up your whole farm to possibly running sheep behind your cows. or maybe with the cows, if you can get them bonded onto your cows. I know there are people that are doing that. We haven't done it. Might be something that we're going to try in the future if it works, but yeah. Pretty rough landscape here. There's stumps in here you wouldn't believe from the cedars I cut. I think we cut about 500 cedars off of here, and I just want to go and show you real quick. For you all that have vertigo, I'm sorry, I got to walk over here. I'm going to show you what we started with underneath these cedar trees over here, and then show you, this is what we have today. Folks, there's all kinds of legumes in here. There's all kinds of green leaves in here. There's life. We're intercepting the sun. Now let's go underneath this cedar grove over here and I'll show you what we have. It's kind of depressing looking, to be honest with you. I got to show you. Just hold on, I'm going to be walking, so I know you'll can't take motion. Maybe look away from your video right now until I get over here. Okay, I'm here. Look at this. And how much energy is being converted under this solid canopy of cedar trees? I mean, there's nothing here. It's bare soil. It's bare soil. I mean, there's an occasional little autumn olive like that, but he can't even grow. That's because there's no sunlight in here, folks. Look at that. There's no sunlight getting through those cedars. You can tell by the trees, too. They're very straight. There's no limbs on them to speak of as far as big limbs. They're trying to get sunlight. They're reaching for the sun. And consequently, these cedars are worthless because they're just little bitty skinny things. And so we took them all out. What I just came from, it used to look like this. And now we walk out here in the sunlight. We've taken the cedars off. And we have this. And we have something to feed animals. Something that we can make a living and stay on our farms with and improve the nutrient cycling in the watershed. Folks, that area underneath those cedars doesn't catch any water. It's bare ground. Look at this. I'm catching rainwater here. Isn't this beautiful? And it happened in 1 year. We fed hay in here. That winter we came in and unrolled hay, but I'm not sure we even need to unroll hay. Once the cedars were gone, we brought the livestock in, things started to happen. But you got to have the livestock. It's the biology from manure and the trampling of the hooves, the cloven hoof. That's what woke this place up. Folks, this is Greg Judy signing off. Everyone have a great day.